know what? I'm allowed to haul a book at the start of an unhaul video because this is my self-love. Okay, this is me being kind to myself. I got my Starbucks, I got a new book. All right, let's just see what's in here. That didn't work. I'm excited about this. I ordered this with a gift card I got for my birthday, and it's A Court is Cruel and Lovely by Stacia Stark, Kingdom of Lies Book 1. It's an indie fantasy romance book, and I'm excited about it. She's pretty big, over 500 pages, 530 pages. I'll talk about this at another time though, because today, oh boy, today we are unhauling books. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I put a question up on my Instagram, which is at Ragan's Reads, and my YouTube community tab, and asked you for suggestions on how I should unhaul books, because it's the end of the year, it's the end of a season. I am moving on a little bit in my career. I've cleaned out my closet, and you know what? The final thing that needs to happen for me to have like a fresh start in 2024 is to unhaul some more books, and I'm feeling courageous. I'm pushing myself to do this because, one, I don't have that much space in my small little London apartment. Two, my books take up too much room. You know, my husband doesn't have room for all of his fun things, and I want to be able to kind of get rid of some of my stuff and just feel like I have a curated collection of books that I really love, enjoy, and want to read if they're on my TBR, not necessarily have every book that I've ever read and keep every book that I've ever read and keep every book that I've bought or been gifted or have, you know, spent a lot of money on because it's, you know, a Fairy Loot exclusive or whatever. So this is the second unhaul video that I've ever done. I just posted one not too long ago, just probably about 8 weeks ago. So I'm on a roll, but I did ask you for help because I didn't know how to go about doing this. And one of you actually gave me the idea, so thank you very much. B, if you're watching this, I am scared. I'm scared. You suggested to me that I unhaul a book for every time I order takeout / Uber Eats this year. So you know what? I actually have just pulled up my Deliveroo, and from January 20th to November 26th, I / my husband and I have ordered takeout exactly 40 times. Today is December 11th, so I haven't bought takeout in a little bit. I don't know if this is like an average number, if it's way above what most people order out. I don't know if it's way below. I have no idea. So I may be airing a little bit of like a dirty secret in terms of like how much we order food out. But I do take into consideration that on Thursdays this year, I didn't get home from work until 10 p.m. and we would usually order out on Thursdays because he would also get home at like 8:30. So whatever, I'm not trying to like justify it, but I guess we basically have ordered out once a week. If you like put it into an average, I don't know. Okay, anyway. Prayers. I'm going to attempt to get rid of 40 books. This isn't gonna be easy. So welcome to Bookmas Day number 4. This is a real treat. I posted 7 months ago a bookshelf reorganization and tour video. If you've seen it, in that video, I really went through my shelves pretty in depth and removed a ton of books. I put them all in a closet. My husband made a great space for me to put any books, and I considered it like book purgatory. And if I didn't reach for those books within the next 6 or 7 months, then I would have to basically go through and unhaul them and really consider whether or not they give me joy. Marie Kondo style it. And hello, it's been 7 months, and they've since moved to underneath our couch. Do you want to see it? It's a little bit embarrassing. Okay, here we go. Okay, here are all the books that are in purgatory, and I do have some on my actual bookshelf that I also need to consider getting rid of. Some DNFs, some low star ratings from the past year. Let's just get started. I'm gonna keep a timer and a tab up on the screen to keep track of how many books I'm getting rid of. We're aiming for 40. Let's go. How am I even gonna tackle this. I don't think I can wear this headband. I need to pull my hair up and get focused. Okay. Not all of these are mine. Some of these are Christians. Built for Ballerina by Leanne Benjamin. I'm going to keep this. I'm a ballet dancer. She's amazing. I mean, look at her on the back here. It's an autobiography. I've yet to read it, but I plan on it. Blackwater Sister, I still want to read. The Passenger and Wayfarer duology, I still want to read these as well, but I've had these since 2017. Girl, get on it. Gotta read it this year. Unravel the Dusk by Elizabeth Lim. I don't need this. I have the Fairy Loot editions. Okay, number 1, Goodbye. Although I do love the cover. I don't need it. I don't need it, Ragan. You don't need it. You don't need it. A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. I read it because I love Hades and Persephone retellings. They're like the OG enemies to lovers. But I didn't love this enough to continue on with the series, and I've been holding it on just thinking, oh, one day I'll do a Hades and Persephone retelling recommendations video and I can include it. But Ragan, you know you've read it. Does it need to stay hidden underneath your couch? Probably not. My biggest issue with getting rid of books is the guilt I feel and the shame I feel getting rid of something that I've spent good money on. So this is difficult, but I think it's necessary. Oh dear. Blood and Honey by Shelby Marin. This is a book that I hauled all the way across from the United States, but I started to read book 1 and did not like it. Sorry for everyone who loves Serpent and Dove. I don't think I'm gonna continue. She's gonna have to go. That's 3. Down here, I have The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I have never read an adult like murder mystery. I'm still interested in trying one and trying this one, so I'm gonna save it for spooky season next year. If I don't read it next year, it'll have to leave. So it's gonna stay in purgatory. Malice by John Gwynne. I still wanna read this series, although I would like some nice copies, but I'm gonna keep it. The Winds Are Not, Queen Elizabeth II mystery. I'm gonna keep that one. This one, Splintered by A.G. Howard. This is one that I would get rid of, and the sequel. However, a couple of you have recently recommended that I try it, so we're gonna keep them. Oh dear, we've only managed to get rid of 3. The Guest List, I'm gonna keep this as well. So I have 3 thrillers. Oh, okay. Neon Gods by Katie Roberts. Another Hades and Persephone retelling. Love the cover. So steamy and hot, and like I really enjoyed that aspect of it, if I'm being honest with you. But the plot itself, it was fine, you know. I don't think I'm gonna read anything else in this series. It was just something that I wanted to read for fun. I kind of recommend it, but I still gave it 2 stars, if that makes sense. So it needs to leave. 4. Silver Queendom by Dan Cobalt. I was sent this unsolicited by the publisher. It's an adult fantasy about an innkeeper named Darren. I don't know too much about it, and I don't really get a vibe from the cover that it's something that I'm gonna love. I've never reached for it. It's going. 5. The Wild Ones by Nafsia Azad. Sorry if I'm not saying that correctly. Absolutely gorgeous dust jacket. This is about, I think that this is a feminist magical realism fantasy of a story. It sounds really pretty, but it's just not something that I've ever gravitated towards. It was sent in a book box that I tried out 2 years ago. I've never reached for it. 6. She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. This is also something came in that same book box subscription. I don't even think they're still around anymore. And I've just never been interested in it. So I think it's kind of like a Mulan retelling. It just, I don't know. There's some books that just don't speak to you, and this is one of them. 7. 7 for me. Oh, I need to drink my coffee. Okay. This is where it gets a little harder. I have 2 books here by Maria V. Schneider. These are OG YA fantasy romance books from the early 2010s, like 2010, 2011, 2013. And why did I skip 2012? These are in separate series, but I want to still read these series. These are books that I like wanted to read when I was that age and it was popular. I'm gonna keep them because these are like thrifted books. Although I could technically get rid of them and like get nice editions and start with book 1. I think this one is book 3 in a series, Fire Study, Scent of Magic. I have no idea where it is in that series. Oops. We're gonna say keep. I went through this whole phase of collecting this entire Kingmaker series by Philippa Gregory. I have some Waterstones exclusive editions. These are very easy to find in the UK at thrift stores and charity shops. I love the Tudors. I love English history, specifically the Tudor time period, the War of the Roses, all of that. Do I need these though? What other ones do I have? Three Sisters, Three Queens, also kind of in this world. I don't think I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna get rid of these. 10. Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. I am interested in reading this series and watching the TV show. I'm more interested in reading this than I am the Philippa Gregory series, so I'm gonna say keep this one. The Children of Huryen by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is a companion book to The Lord of the Rings. I have started that series this year. I will continue. I will keep this. Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. I don't know. Is that Christian's book? I'm not sure. This is Christian's book. Christian's book. Christian's book. Christian's book. Christian's book. Ooh. Okay. The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. I haven't got to yet. I still want to read it. We Just Clicked by Annabelle. I bought this at Sainsbury's, which is a grocery store chain in the UK. Just a cute adult romance book. Rom-coms are so hit and miss with me. Like I always find them interesting, but when it comes to reading them, I get really bored. I'm gonna unhaul it. 11. The Constant Queen by Joanna Courtney, the Russian princess who seeks the English throne in 1066. I'm gonna keep it. I will get back into my historical era. Queens of Conquest by Alison Weir. This is a nonfiction book about the women who changed English history, actually starting in 1066. So probably these would go together. I'm gonna keep it. I have the American paperbacks of V.E. Schwab's A Darker Shade of Magic, but I already own the UK exclusive hardback editions. I do love these covers, and they're probably out of print now with the new ones. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not getting rid of anything. Ragan, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, get rid of something. Get rid of something. 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes. All-female perspective from the Trojan War. There are so many of these books out there that take like a feminist reimagining in Greek mythology. I have several up there on my shelf that I need to read. I don't think that this is one that I've ever really thought like, oh, I want to read that right now. I'm gonna unhaul it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Medusa by Rosie Hewlett. I really liked this. This was sent to me by the author. She actually wrote me a lovely card. I read this as it was being published, right before it was being published. It's a Medusa retelling that's very good. Do I need to hold on to it though? It was my first ever like arc. I don't think that I would ever reread it because I read it and I've enjoyed it, and it'll live in my heart. 13. This is easy. Serpent and Dove. 14. Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. I have 2 copies. I have a red one, a white one. There is a black one, but I don't think I own that one. I started to read this. I think this is something that my husband would really enjoy. because he likes Marvel. Obviously Thor and Loki and all that are in there. I think I'll keep the red one and give it to him because it's new and it's prettier, and I will unhaul the white one. That's 15. Rivers of London by Ben Aronovic. Sorry, I'm not saying that correctly. This is a really popular series. It's about a constable who works like for the Metropolitan Police and like solves ancient secrets and murders and stuff. It sounds really cool. It says it's the perfect blend of CSI and Harry Potter. But once again, 16. Just do it, Ragan. Just do it. 2 more Philippa Gregory books. I have Tidelands and its sequel, Dark Tides. 1648, England, in the time of witches. So pretty. Will I ever read this though? No. 18. We're almost halfway there. I'll feel a little bit better when we get to 20. Let's get rid of this copy of Legendary. It's an old library copy that has one of the hidden 4 dust jackets on it from the UK. I have a nicer edition now with a different hidden dust jacket. I don't need 2. Okay, I don't need 2. So 19. 1 more and make it 20. You know what? I'll get rid of this one. Music of the Night by Angela J. Ford. I made it to page 128 before I DNF'd it. It's so pretty, and it has like these gorgeous hardcovers. I love the art. It's a fantasy romance book, and this is a Phantom of the Opera retelling. There's absolutely no character development in this book, and no world development. It just jumps straight in, and I could not connect with anything. The time between events didn't make sense. I'm gonna have to unhaul it, and you know what? I really didn't enjoy it. I've been holding on to her other book, Song of the Dawn, thinking that maybe I would do like a giving authors a second chance kind of book video, but you know what? Same deal. 21. Halfway point. Okay, we've made it. A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namely. How far along did I get in this? This was a book that I never meant to DNF. I just didn't pick it back up again. I was enjoying it. It's about a girl who like goes to Winchester, England, and she likes to bake, and she has like a little fling with this English boy. Will I ever finish this? It's such a cute book. I'm gonna keep it as a maybe. The Mirror and the Light sequel to Wolf Hall is a keep. Children of Virtue and Vengeance and Children of Blood and Bone. I've heard the first one's amazing. The second one I've heard is not good at all. People didn't like it. She is coming out with a third one, and it's been a few years. So I'm going to keep this and read these. If I do end up enjoying both of them, I'll pick up the third. This one hurts my heart because I love the cover so much. This is Christine Riccios from Poland Banana Books channel. You know, she's like the biggest booktuber of the last 10 years. She wrote this book. I think this was her second book, I think, and it has ice cream on the cover. It's like a Parent Trap magical realism swap, and it has one of the girls as a ballet dancer in New York. And my mom bought this for me. It's Barnes & Noble exclusive. I love everything about it, but I did not like when I started to read it. It's a maybe. It's a maybe. Maybe. The Burning Chambers by Kate Moss. I already own this one. I have another copy, so I can get rid of that. 22. You know, I have a little stack here from behind my bookshelf of books that I didn't enjoy this past year reading. I should just get rid of them. They're all grouped together. I have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I know it's an unpopular opinion. Got to page 102. Really did not like this writing style. Did not enjoy it. So goodbye. 23. Number 24 is Girl Goddess Queen. This is a YA Hades and Persephone retelling. Why am I sitting like this? It was fine. It was too long, in my opinion. It's absolutely beautiful. This is not Fairly edition. This is the Waterstones edition. It has Mount Olympus on it and Hades down there. It has some artwork. It's so pretty. It says Tell with Love. But unfortunately, I won't be continuing on with the sequel. There are other books that I want to read more, so goodbye. King of Wrath by Anna Huang. didn't make it very far into this. I don't know that billionaire contemporary romances are for me. Warrior of the Wild by Trisha Levenseller, I really tried with this one. It's a Waterstones paperback exclusive. It was more juvenile than I wanted it to be. It's not a bad book by any means. I couldn't imagine anything happening. Like, the descriptions weren't describing enough. So goodbye. Rogue Princess. This is a gender-swapped sci-fi Cinderella dystopian retelling. It was fine. It was fine. I love the cover. Fatal Throne by several different authors, and they each tell a different story about one of King Henry VIII's wives. I did not like Anne Boleyn's retelling at all. She's my favorite. I made it like 3 wives in before I DNF'd it. That makes 28. 12 more to go. I have a few books from the Shard Lake series by CJ Sansom. This is Tomblands. I have several books. I have Revelation. That's a different author. I have Heartstone. All random in the series because I was collecting them. I haven't read any of them, and I don't think I still have the first one. I'm gonna say goodbye. That's 3. This might make it really easy, but I have several of the books in that Kingmaker Philippa Gregory series. And I kind of feel just like getting rid of all of them. I just never been called to read them, even though I love collecting them and they're so pretty. So The Lady of the River, The Women of the Cousins' War, The Kingmaker's Daughter, The King's Curse, The Boleyn Inheritance. This is what The Other Boleyn Girl was all based off of. Here it is, The Other Boleyn Girl, the movie with Natalie Portman. I think I'm gonna let them go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's another 6. So that means I have 3 left to get rid of. 6 or 7. 3 more. 3 more. I'm going to keep Forging Silver into Stars, even though I've never read anything else in the series. I'm keeping Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan because I would like to read it. I'm going to keep Book of Night by Holly Black because I want to read that. I have some more historical fantasy books. I feel like most things on my shelf I do want to keep, or at least try. Like, I'm not ready to get rid of anything on my actual bookshelf, so let's just pick something from here. I don't know, some of these sound really good. I have this whole series by S.J. Paris about like some murders and stuff under Queen Elizabeth I's rule. Can you see a theme here of all my historical books? I have like 4 or 5 books in that universe, so maybe I should keep those. I have Labyrinth by Kate Moss. You know what I could get rid of? Although I really enjoyed it, I don't think I would read it again. It's Girl in the Golden Coin, which is a novel of Frances Stewart. Look up who Frances Stewart was. She was a real woman. I am fascinated by famous, controversial women in history that really made a name for themselves with scandal and, you know, who they slept with. You know, this woman went through it. She's fascinating. And I learned a lot from reading this book, but I don't need to keep it. So that's 38. I don't think there's anything else in here that I'm ready to get rid of. We gotta go to the shelf. This is where it gets hard. If I'm being like honest with myself, I should be getting rid of this entire series by KJ Sutton. Because if you've been around with me for the last couple months, you know how much I ended up hating this series. But I love the covers so much. Like, they make such good Instagram photos. Like, look how good the covers are. And I enjoyed the first one, and like, maybe I don't want to like hate read a book, but I also would like to read it just to see all of the shenanigans that unfolds as like an entertaining kind of reading experience. So I'm going to hold on to these even though I should probably get rid of them. I want to read all of those. You know, I'm getting books for Christmas. 2024 will have a bunch of great books that come out. Just get rid of 2 more, Ragan, so you have room for those. You know what book I could get rid of? Because I did not end up enjoying it very much. Which makes me sad, but it's Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. This came out this year, and it was so disappointing. The sequel's coming out, and like, although I would read it, it's not one that I loved. But I like having indie fancy romance authors on my shelf. Ragan, why are you holding on to something you gave 2 stars to? 39. While we're on the subject, there are a couple more I could get rid of. What Lies Beyond the Veil and What Hunts Inside the Shadows by Harper L. Woods. The 3rd one came out this year. I really loved the first one. I didn't like the second one. Again, I would read the 3rd one, but is this a series that I like have to have? I don't know. This is hard. I need one more. I found it. The 40th book, A Ruin of Roses by K.F. Breen. This is such a fun, sexy time with some really cool magical fairy tale elements. It's a Beauty and the Beast fae reimagining with a lot of debauchery. It's a wild time. I had fun reading it. It's by no means like the best writing ever, and I don't feel an urge to continue on with the series, but I'm happy I read it, if that makes sense. I don't like wish a ton of hate upon this book, but I'm gonna let this go, which makes 40. Should we double check? I can't believe that I've just done this. I didn't think I'd be able to do it. Let's see, let's count quickly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
40. Wow. I did it. Oh my gosh. We have done it. We have just unhauled 40 books. I honestly did not think that this would happen. A part of me still feels guilty, but also it's okay to love things and then let them go. Not me turning this into a therapy session. Wow, I hope that this is entertaining for you. If I can entertain you while you're cleaning the house or something, I feel like then it was worth it. You know, I feel like I've accomplished something. But anyway, I hope that you're enjoying these Bookmas videos. I'm really enjoying making them. Today was a little bit harder with the unhaul, but we're here, we made it, and tomorrow is gonna be something a little bit more fun and exciting. I can't wait to share with you. If you made it to the end of this video, then drop a clapping emoji down below to give me a little boost of cheer. You know what, it's good to unhaul things because there are going to be so many good books that come out in the upcoming year. I mean, I've literally just hauled a book today, so something had to go, you know, something had to go. I'm still literally trying to justify unhauling books. I don't need to do that. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you. I will see you tomorrow.